Greetings, students. Beta class 8. Today we are discussing chapter 1 of history. So it's a revision class. So the first chapter of history: how, when, and where. But whenever we discuss about history, one thing comes in our mind, that is date. That history is all about memorizing dates. That's why some of the people, they find it a little bit difficult, because when what kind of dates we are, or which dates we are talking about. These history doesn't mean that we are to learn or memorize all the dates and years, but when the historians, they write something about history, about the past, and they mention some of the important dates only, like the day when one any king was born, the day when he got married, when he was ascended the throne, about his children, the birth of his children, about marriage, about his conquests, so about empire, about different wars or battles. So these important dates we are to keep in mind. So further we have discussed in, okay, which dates we have discussed, that like, see, second para, in the history is written by British historians in India, the rule of each governor general was important. Yeah, it's very true that the rule of each and every governor general was important, but generally when we learn in history, we just consider the first, who was the first governor general of India, the year when he took or when he came into his designation, and the last one. So we talk about the first and the last only, though the time period of all were important, but in history generally we consider the first and the last one. Okay, then these are some of the uh, other governor generals. Okay, then after, how do we periodize, though how we periodize the history. So James Mill, a Scottish economist, so he periodized the Indian history. He wrote a book, a history of British India. See, so this is important, you people are to learn it. A history of British India. So he wrote this book, and in this book he divided the history of India into three periods, and those three periods were the Hindu, uh, this one, Hindu, Muslim, and British. So what was this periodization? Hindu means when the rulers of the country were Hindu, Muslim when the Muslims they started ruling the country, and the British when the Britishers came to India. So uh, we have many problems when we divide history into such kind of terms, because it reflects that we are giving importance to the rulers only, the religious beliefs, the life of the common people, that has been ignored. So we cannot ignore the other people. Then according to James Mill, uh, all the uh, Asian societies were lower level, they were low in status than Europe, and according to his telling of history, before the British came to India, so Hindu and Muslim despots, or the rulers, they ruled the country, and religious intolerance, caste, taboos, and superstitious practices dominated the country, or the social life of the people. So he said that it was the duty of the British or the Europeans to civilize Indians. So that is why they wanted to introduce a European manner institutions or and laws in India. So he suggested that the British uh, should conquer and rule the territories of India, so that those people can spread enlightenment and happiness in the Indian society. So, if we talk about the period into Hindu, Muslim, or British, so we know that when a ruler was Hindu, it doesn't mean that Muslim population was not there. So, there may be some people who were Muslim or who followed the Islam uh, religion. So, this kind of periodization is, I think, full of errors. Then it's what is colonial. So colonial, when the British they came here, they make India their colony. They brought so at the time we found many changes in the taste of the people, in their lifestyles, in their eating habits, in their dressing, in their manner behavior. So they brought a lot of change in our society. So start from here, these three lines. When the subjugation of one country leads to uh, these kind of political, economic, social, and cultural changes, we refer to the process as colonization. Means if there are some changes in political, social, and economic life of the people, if their culture is changed, then it is called colonization. Then it is, how do we know? So if we want to know about the past, so how do we come to know about the past or about the events of the past? So it was the British who first that all the documents and letters should be kept carefully. These documents should be written in a good hand and then should be preserved in archives in libraries. So the British they set up big libraries, archives nearby, attached to the offices of the main officers, like the Tehsildar's office, then collectorate, then the commissioner's office. Okay, the provincial secretariats. So everywhere. So wherever there were some special officers, then along with the offices there were some libraries or archives where such kind of documents were kept safely. So these were prepared so that the later on, whenever we need to know about the events, about the happenings of the period, we can uh, take out those documents and can have some knowledge related to the past. Then surveys become important. When Britishers came here, so they realized that before starting ruling an area, they should know about the topography, about the kind of soils, the kind of area they are going to rule. So they set up some different kind of surveys in India, so that they could know about flora, fauna, the local histories, and the cropping pattern of different parts of the country. So with the help of these surveys, they started ruling our country. So why what official records do not tell us? So the official record tell us about all the events related to the office only, means related to the administration only. So it does not tell us about the life of the common people, like what the interest of the common people, what kind of life the people were living. So these things do not are not told in these documents. So what were their sources of livelihood, what kind of work they do, so their culture, their languages. So nothing came to know through these administrative documents. So from where do we come to know? We come to know about the common people from the autobiographies, from the writings of the pilgrimage, like travelogues, so the popular common booklets. So we can come to know about the common people from the newspapers, and some other facts like these the counts of pilgrims, then travelogues, etc. Okay, so this is all for the chapter, and we have discussed the summary in short. So the question answers we will discuss in the next class. Have a good day.